So this is the brand new DJI Mini 4 Pro. It has waypoints, it has cruise control, a new active track like no other drones on the market, 10-bit D-Log M and HLG color profiles, smart features, a 360 omnidirectional avoidance system, HDR videos and photos, true vertical 4K videos up to 100 FPS, and is compatible with the Mini 3 Pro batteries and weighs only 249 grams. This could just as well be the Air 3 Mini. So here's what you need to know before you buy. And also want to say that DJI did not send me this to review. I bought this on launch day with my own money. So this is, I paid honest, hardworking money for this. So I'm gonna give you the honest truth about this, which is not sponsored, it's not paid, it's nothing. It's gonna be just as it is. And hopefully at the end of this video, I will be able to help you decide whether or not it's worth getting this, or if you should just stick with the Mini 3 Pro if you already have that, or if you should get the Mini 3 Pro at a cheaper price. Now, one of the things I do appreciate with the Mini 4 Pro though, just straight out of the box, is that it's now sold as a Fly More combo and not as a Fly More kit. So when I was getting the Mini 3 Pro, it was the same day I was traveling to Hawaii, and they sold it as a separate kit. So that meant I had the Mini 3 Pro and I had the RC1 controller, but I did not have extra batteries, ND filters, or anything like that. But the ND filters are not included in the Fly More combo though, so you would have to get these separate. But it is a must since the Mini 4 Pro has a fixed aperture of f1.7, so it's super bright and it's going to be really good for low light, but in daytime or when you're out flying on sunny days, it will be too bright. So you're gonna end up with an over contrasty and way too sharp image if you're not using ND filters. I have a dedicated video on that. I also have my free cheat sheets, which is available for the Mini 3 Pro. It's the same thing for the Mini 4 Pro, and I will leave those down in the description as well. But like I said, I really appreciate that this comes as a Fly More combo now, which means that I have the batteries with the charging hub, and I also have the shoulder bag, which is always handy, and I also get the drone and the RC2 controller. So now I have 3 batteries and I am leaving for Hawaii in, well, actually it's tomorrow. So finally I have more batteries, well, even more batteries, because the Mini 3 Pro batteries are compatible with the Mini 4. So now I have a ton of batteries to fly this in Hawaii. So I'm really excited about that. But like I said, this is something that I appreciate, and I think it's well worth getting the Fly More combo if you decide to go for the Mini 4 Pro. Now let's start with the image quality of the Mini 4 Pro. The Mini 4 Pro has a 1/1.3 inch CMOS sensor with an aperture of f1.7. So this is a fixed aperture. So this is the same sensor size of the Mini 3 Pro, but DJI also states that the sensor of the Mini 4 Pro has better software processing, which allows for a better image optimization for each pixel, which is similar to the optimization of the Action 4 actually. And this actually optimizes the image quality of the Mini 4 Pro in a slightly better way than the Mini 3 Pro, which is the result of a slightly better image quality coming from the Mini 4 Pro compared to the Mini 3 Pro. And I've actually noticed some improvements over the Mini 3 Pro as well. So here's a few comparison shots from both. But like I always say, it also depends on where you watch this video. So if you watch this on a smaller device like a phone, it might be hard to tell the difference, as the Mini 3 Pro is such a fantastic drone as well and has been my go-to ever since it was released. So if you watch this on a smaller phone, you might not be able to spot the differences actually between the Mini 4 and the Mini 3. Now, as of taking some photos with the Mini 4 Pro, these have also been optimized just like the videos, and to my eyes they look amazing. I'm not sure if I can actually tell the difference though between the Mini 3 and the 4 when it comes to daytime photos, which is mainly what I take when I take photos. Now I'm also curious to know which of these two drones you prefer. Is it the Mini 3 Pro or is it the Mini 4? Let me know in the comments below. Now, battery life and range is something which is always the talking point. How far can it go? How long does it last? And it seems like this is getting improved each year with a new transmission system and better optimized battery life. And yes, the Mini 3 and the Mini 3 Pro batteries are compatible with the Mini 4 Pro. The only downside though is that the battery has a different weight. So if you use the Mini 3 or Mini 3 Pro batteries, it will push the Mini 4 slightly above that 249 gram limit. So that's also something to consider if you decide on buying the Mini 4 Pro with its amazing features, because you have a ton of batteries for the Mini 3 Pro. Now the Mini 4 Pro is also categorized as a C0 drone, which makes the maximum altitude 120 meters only. So you're not able to fly higher than 120 meters. So if this is something you need, then the Mini 3 Pro would be the better drone and the drone to keep. But as of my use, which normally has an altitude of 70 to 90 meters, this is not a huge problem. And since I love hiking when I'm out traveling, the drone will always stay within that 120 meter limit anyway, because the limit is set from the takeoff position. But like I said, if you're not into hiking or just want to follow a mountain peak from the bottom up, you won't be able to do that with the Mini 4 Pro without putting in some workout. And also, if you enjoyed this video so far, make sure to drop a like down below. It really helps on the algorithm and I really appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed already, that would be appreciated as well, so you can stay tuned for the upcoming videos from Hawaii. And I'm really excited to see what this is capable of as a true travel drone compared to the Mini 3 Pro, and if there is any differences when it comes to these two drones when I'm out traveling. So I'm excited to test that as well, and I'm excited to share the results with you as well, so stay tuned for that. Now, as of features, the Mini 4 Pro has some amazing features in my opinion, which weighs up for the lower altitude. It now has omnidirectional sensors, which is basically a 360 degree of protection around the drone. So we have the same sensors as the Mini 3 Pro, with the sensors on the front as well as the back, but now also on each side. There's also two sensors on the bottom of the drone, which covers everything underneath. And also there's a new auxiliary light, which is a big upgrade if you're flying a lot during sunsets or want to capture some night shots. And this has always been something you would need to purchase separately for the mini drones, which has also pushed the drone above the 249 gram limit. So to now have this integrated on the Mini 4 Pro and still keep it under that 249 gram limit is amazing. Another thing before I forget it though, the Mini 4 Pro does not have an internal fan, nor did the Mini 3 Pro, but what's changed now is that the Mini 4 Pro is even more stripped down than the Mini 3 Pro. So looking inside both of the drones here, you can also see there's a bigger opening through the Mini 4, and this wider gap will help increase the airflow to the battery and also the other components inside the Mini 4 Pro, which will help keep them cool. How this works in warmer climates where there is high humidity is hard to say, but I will definitely give it a test once I get to Hawaii. Now, as of resolution, the Mini 4 Pro can shoot 4K HDR videos up to 60 FPS and even 4K slow motion up to 100 FPS, or even 1080p at 200 FPS if you want that super slow motion, which is amazing and something I've been looking forward to test in Hawaii. Just watching them waves from above in 4K slow motion, wow, it's gonna be epic. And if we just take a quick look at the resolution settings here, if you're coming from the Mini 3 Pro, you might notice that there's no HQ mark next to the frame rates, which is something we had with the Mini 3 Pro. The reason for this is pretty simple. It's because there's no point, because the HDR or the dual native ISO is added to all frame rates, so unless you're shooting slow motion, you will have that dual native ISO or HDR applied automatically. Now the Mini 4 Pro also comes with 3 different color profiles. So we have the DJI normal color profile, the D-Log M color profile, and the HLG color profile. Now both the HLG and the D-Log M color profile shoots in 10-bit colors, which gives you more dynamic range. And especially the D-Log M profile, it allows you to color correct and grade further. So you'll get more information in the highlights and shadows, which makes it both easier and better to color grade. And I'm also using my own LUTs for this, which has been developed over years, and these are my go-to for all devices regardless of camera or profile. My intention when making these was to make a LUTs pack that lasts forever without needing to buy new LUTs for each new device. So if you like the look of these LUTs, there is a link down in the description below with a discounted added, so make sure to check them out along with my free cheat sheets for the Mini 3 Pro and the Mini 4 Pro. Now, we still have the same vertical shooting mode on the Mini 4 Pro as we had on the Mini 3 Pro and the Mini 3, which is amazing. So you can now also rotate the gimbal of the Mini 4 Pro just like you could with the Mini 3. And I've set this to the C2 button, so whenever I need to shoot some vertical content for Instagram or something, I can just press that button and it will just rotate over to that vertical mode. And this is really perfect for shooting content for something like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Facebook, or any other platform that has the option to have vertical vertical videos. Like when you swipe on Instagram, for example, if you have vertical content, it's going to look better because it's going to be better optimized in that vertical position, which is the size and the format of your phone. And the good thing about this is that there is no crop. So you'll be taking the full advantage of the sensor without the loss of quality, which will also make your vertical content stand out, even from someone using a bigger drone that has to crop in for a vertical video. So just like the Mini 3, a huge advantage if you're shooting vertical videos. Now, Waypoints is another feature of the Mini 4 Pro, which is brand new, and this is something that a lot of people have been waiting for, and now we finally have that in a mini drone, which is amazing. And it makes traveling so much easier, especially if you're a solo creator, or if you just want to set up a flight path for the drone to follow, which makes it easy for anyone to capture stunning imagery without doing much. And you can also get every single waypoint to do different things like speed, altitude, gimbal tilt, heading, and what it should do at the end of the flight or in case of signal loss. So you're basically in full control of what you want the drone to do when it reaches each waypoint, which is fantastic. And you can also save them if you want to come back and do the same path at a later date. The drone will remember that and use the same flight path whenever you get back to the same location. So an example here is, let's say you want to go out and you want to capture a 4-season sequence. So you want to capture spring, summer, fall, and winter, and you want it to look identical and maybe make a transition between them and want to make something cool. You can actually do that now with Waypoints because you can save the flight path. So even though it will take the whole year, you can go back and you can do the exact same flight path for those different seasons, and then you can later, at the end of the year, you can pull them together and you can create something amazing. And to just have that in a mini drone, now under 249 grams, and it's C0 label, so you don't need to register with the FAA either. It's just amazing to have it in a mini drone. So let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. Now, cruise control is also added to the Mini 4 Pro, which was something I was hoping for but didn't really know if was coming. So to have this makes it even better in my opinion. So instead of having all your drone shots of yourself just staring at the screen of the controller, because you know that's probably what you used to, because the Mini 3 Pro don't have side sensors and it doesn't have these automated features. So to be able to just do that now, to use cruise control or to use waypoints to set a path for the Mini 4 Pro to follow, or you can lock the speed with cruise control and fly in either direction and then just put the controller on the ground or in your bag and the drone will do everything for you, whilst you can just sit there or stand there, whatever you want to do, and look awesome. And I mean, all of this in a sub 250 gram drone. But you might say the Mini 3 Pro is just as good and the image quality is almost identical to what you get from the Mini 4 Pro, and yeah, I could agree on that. The Mini 4 Pro is just a slightly upgraded Mini 3 Pro in the terms of quality during day shots. But what makes it for me and why I was willing to pay full retail price for the Fly More combo is the fact that I now have these features like waypoints and cruise control. Now, when I first picked up the Mini 3 Pro over a year ago, I think it was one of the first things I said, this drone would be absolute perfect if it had omnidirectional sensors and also waypoints and cruise control. And here we are with the Mini 4 Pro having exactly that, which makes this an even better drone for me personally than the Mini 3 Pro. Another thing with the Mini 4 Pro which is really interesting is the new Active Track 360, and this is more advanced than any DJI drone for now. This will probably get added to the bigger drones with a firmware update coming soon. So this was actually the first feature I went out to test, and even though I was going really slow, it showed outstanding performance compared to the Mini 3 Pro, which was always just okay. It was good, but it wasn't perfect and it was just decent. So now that we have this full 360 sensors on the Mini 4 Pro, it will detect any obstacle on any side and then calculate a safe route to bypass these obstacles or stop and hover. So you basically have three options. So you can either set this to bypass, where the drone will calculate a safe route to avoid the obstacles on either side, top or bottom, or you can set it to hover, which will force the Mini 4 Pro to a standstill whenever there is an obstacle detected, or you can just turn the avoidance system off. It's also important to know that the sensor does only work in normal and cine mode, so whenever you need that extra speed to get to a location, or if you're just shooting some videos at high speed and use sport mode, the obstacle avoidance sensors will be turned off automatically. But the new Active Track on the Mini 4 Pro is amazing. It is fantastic. fantastic and it's so much fun to use. So you basically have this new tracking wheel on the left hand side here, and instead of just selecting which side, you can also just draw a line of how you want the drone to track you. And you also have two circles here, which you can see. So you have this inner circle and this outer circle where you can decide the tracking distance of the drone itself, which is pretty awesome. And you can also actually change this as you go, unlike the Mini 3 Pro where you had trace, which tracked you from the back or a few seconds from the front before it actually changed the orientation itself, and the parallel tracking, which was from either side only. So now with the Mini 4 Pro, you can basically track yourself for a few seconds on one side and then just swipe to a different side, and the drone will automatically do everything for you, which you can be so creative with this. It's gonna spice up your videos and it's gonna make things so much easier when you're out traveling. So instead of having tracking from one side for a few seconds, you have to stop the record, you have to stop the flight, and then to change this around and then hit start again. So now with the Mini 4 Pro, you can actually just change that on the screen during the flight and it will change position in real time, which is awesome. It's so much fun. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. It's definitely, if you do a lot of tracking, it's definitely worth it just because of this. So this is basically a huge upgrade and a game changer for someone like me, which, you know, want to have everything in one device, a small drone that literally fits in my pocket. And the awesome part about this is that you are not limited to 16:9 tracking. You can also do this in vertical mode, and you can also do it in 4K 100 FPS if you want some really nice high quality slow motion footage for something like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Facebook, or any other social media platform. And just to have these options just adds to the whole list of pros when it comes to the Mini 4 Pro. And I bet you're gonna be more creative with this because it also has that omnidirectional obstacle sensors, so you're gonna feel more safe when you're out flying. Now, another feature to the Mini 4 Pro is also night shots, which we saw with the Air 3 and also the Mavic 3 series. And with the new auxiliary light, I can actually see myself using the night mode feature more than I did with the Mavic 3, which also makes it easier and safer to fly at night. So this will automatically increase the ISO and apply noise reduction to your footage, so your night shots will look much better. Now, the Mini 4 Pro also comes with the new OcuSync 4.0 transmission system, which was introduced to the Air 3, and this is going to give you the best of the best that DJI has to offer. So you now have a range up to 20 kilometers in FCC and 10 kilometers in CE, which we all know is maybe about 1,000 meters here in Europe. But it's not only that, you also get a much better transmission signal overall, so the dropouts are less likely to happen when you go slightly behind trees or something. And the DJI RC2 controller, which was first introduced with the Air 3, is now available with the Mini 4 Pro as well, which I'm really happy about. The RC-N1 controller for the Mini 3 Pro, it's such a laggy device and it just got worse over time, but now with the RC2 controller, which has a new and better chip inside, it's smooth and it's really nice and comfortable to navigate around. Another thing to note is that the RC2 controller is also 700 nits, so it's not going to be any different from the RC1 controller when it comes to brightness. But the overall use of the RC2 controller, I think this is starting to become my favorite controller, and it's definitely better than the RC1 controller with its updated chip inside, which makes it run smoother. But the big question is, should you upgrade if you already have the Mini 3 Pro? As I can see, it really comes down to what you want and need in a drone. So with the Mini 4 Pro, for example, you can expand on the creative part with the new waypoints, cruise control, active track 360, night shots, and the different color profiles. And these things will never come to the Mini 3 Pro. So if you're waiting for this to come to the Mini 3 Pro, well, you're gonna have to wait forever, because it has something to do with the sensors, which we now have on the Mini 4 Pro, the omnidirectional 360 sensors, and this makes it safer to implement these features, allowing us to use them. So without these, it wouldn't be safe to fly the Mini 4 Pro with waypoints and cruise control. So if you were using cruise control and flying sideways, well, that could end in disaster, and the same with waypoints as well. So that is the reason why these things are not coming to the Mini 3 Pro. But on the other hand, if you don't need any of these features, and if you're happy with the way that you have been flying the Mini 3 Pro, maybe for the last year, you know, stick with the Mini 3 Pro. You don't need the Mini 4 Pro if that's the case. If you're happy with the Mini 3 Pro, if you don't need the features, if you don't need the slightly upgraded image quality and the 4K 100 FPS slow motion and all of that, then, you know, stick with the Mini 3 Pro. But if it was up to me, I would, you know, if you're a beginner, if you're just starting out, if it's going to be your first drone, get the Mini 4 Pro because it has all the features. It has that omnidirectional sensors. So now that we have this on the Mini 4 Pro, it makes the drone complete. But I'm also really curious to know your thoughts on this, your honest opinion about the Mini 4 Pro. Is this something that you will get? Is it something that you have been waiting for, or will you just get the Mini 3 Pro, which has sensor? It has sensors on the front. It has tri-directional sensors, so it has on the front and it has on the back, and it also has on the bottom. So the only thing that this doesn't have is the sideways sensors. So if you're never gonna fly, if you're not interested in flying sideways, if you're not interested in the better optimized tracking system, you know, get the Mini 3 Pro. It's a fantastic drone and it has been my go-to for the past year, and I'm also bringing this to Hawaii. Like I said, I'm gonna do my own comparison of these two drones and, you know, find out which is gonna be the better travel drone. So there you have the Mini 4 Pro in a nutshell. I'm really excited to show you more of what this drone is capable of. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already. And also if you found any value in today's video, let me know by dropping a like. That really helps sharing this video with others as well. And it helps me make these unsponsored, unpaid, honest reviews as well. So with that said, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.